Solasta 2 is a whole lot of fun, and I strongly recommend that anyone who is a fan of Dungeons & Dragons please check this game out. It has a lot going for it. As a brand new CRPG, Solasta 2 puts player choice at the forefront of a story that is shaped by their decisions. You can interact with different factions, get caught up in the interpersonal drama of NPCs, or just outright ignore all of that same drama and go on about your day as an adventurer, and it will all have a meaningful impact on your progression. Since there is no single correct way to play or path to follow, the game encourages you, the player, to be adventurous and play out the path that you have chosen. Now, all of that sounds great on paper, but is the actual game engaging enough to get you to want to invest in this story? I'd say yes. Solasta 2 has a fully customizable 4-person party, and they try to keep things interesting with that. The game has a pretty decent character creator that teeters between pretty good and what the heck do these sliders even do? There's 6 playable classes and 13 subclasses in the early access alone. You can customize their stats, proficiencies, ancestry, background, so you can have some decent variety to your party. On top of that, you can add personality to these characters, and as the campaign plays out, you really get to watch the characters act out those personalities. These random people that you created are allowed to have a fully fleshed out backstory and actually be realized as characters in this game. Not to mention, those same 4 characters are intrinsic to the plot, and the game doesn't treat any of these characters like they're throwaway. Every single one of them has an impact on the narrative, and I like that. The game is fully voiced, so there's a bunch of banter between your party that really helps them feel alive. It makes the experience that much more immersive. The story is pretty interesting with a great cast of NPCs, all voiced by some of the dopest people in gaming at the moment. I'm talking about Deborah Wild, I'm talking about Amelia Tyler, Ben Starr, hell, they even got Ellen Thomas in here. Solasta 2 is also just a really good looking game, Tunes, I'm not gonna lie to you. There were times during the hours of me playing the early access where my jaw was on the floor from just how insane some of the visuals are in this game. The environments all look pretty great. The starter town felt like a larger than life city with a plethora of NPCs to talk to and a bunch of alleyways to get lost in. The game is colorful, it's vivid. Solasta 2 even has a world map that reminded me of my Roll20 sessions with my D&D group. Oh my god, there's like this super badass opening sequence that really shows that the team over at Tactical Adventures wants to make an enjoyable cinematic experience for its players. I think they did a pretty good job. The gameplay is what we can expect from something that is trying to be as close as Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition as possible. There's attack rolls, there's spell saves, there's modifiers, there's all the fun shit. There's even shoving, dashing, disengaging. To use certain spells, you gotta make sure you have a certain gemstone or a pearl in your inventory. Or you wanna make sure that you at least have a hands-free if you wanna cast Cure Wounds on somebody. Now, the game is made using Unreal Engine 5, so there are some annoying moments graphically. You know, sometimes the FPS fluctuates, sometimes the character animations get a bit wonky, like people's chins start stretching. It's all stuff that'll be patched out because, once again, this game is in early access. There's gonna be new races, new classes, story expansion, all that stuff coming in future updates. I personally think Solasta 2 is shaping up to be a pretty promising CRPG. Solasta 2 is gonna be a game that we'll be talking about for a bit once the game fully releases, so I encourage all of you to at least check the game out. If you're not gonna play it, at least watch some videos on it and see if it's something for you. Hell yeah, RPGs.